My name is Samuel Krost. I have always had a personal slogan of mine, this idea of support your friends. It's about supporting one another, people you know, people you may not know, people you may meet, people you may have never meet, but the ability to support people on a global scale that have the same beliefs as you, that stand for the same thing as you. I have always been a fashion lover, so I inherently took to apparel as my first vehicle of trying to tell this story.
The brand, every single collection partners with a different nonprofit based on kind of what's currently happening in the present climate of the world and what we feel most passionate about, what resonates not just for me but for the entire team.
Our first collection goal was to bring awareness to gun reform and to bring awareness to March for Our Lives. It was the inspiration behind the brand story, and partnering with the organization was incredibly important to us. The last thing we want to do is use social responsibility as a marketing ploy. We want to show how much it really means to us, right? And make sure that all of our partnerships are authentic as possible.
I'm Scott Cameron. I am the creative director for Krost. I was working on my own projects when I met Samuel, and Sam actually was my client. He told me about support your friends being the concept that he wanted to build a brand around, and he just kind of wanted to build a brand that was surrounded by like the positive phrase and like supporting each other. And like I think that was something that resonated with me initially because my friends are my family. A lot of the opportunities that I have are because of my friendships. A lot of the resources, a lot of the experiences, and anytime I need help, that my friends are there for me. So support your friends definitely was something that I felt I could work behind.
This brand is all about inclusivity. I think that something that the fashion industry is working towards is becoming more inclusive. I think that there has been a perception that the industry itself is kind of exclusive, and we kind of want to turn that notion around. We want to be able to provide luxury product at an accessible and attainable price point. We want this to be a brand for everyone. I think over the next 12 months, with the goal of scaling, we will and continue to work towards providing even better costs for our customers. I think it's incredibly important nowadays that as a brand you stand for something or you risk standing for nothing at all.
Who are the people who are making the most change right now? When we started our first collection, Fighting Gun Control, we teamed up with March for Our Lives. That was the youth taking control of change, and then now we're tackling climate change. And again, it's another example of youth creating that change. And I think that's vital for us to like keep in mind that it's the youth that we are focused on bringing light to and bringing strength to and giving that platform to.
And it's the youth out there. So, they're the inspiration. We are a youth inspired brand.
We're here in the Garment District. This is where we design, develop, produce, all here locally in New York City.
We source our fabrics and different materials and trimmings and buttons and zippers and stuff from LA because there's a lot of fabric mills out here. There's a lot of different warehouses that supply those trimmings that we use for each collection. I'm mostly inspired by Japanese, Scandinavian, and Parisian style. I think it's minimal, chic, it's very clean. Fit is definitely very important for me. Every piece that's seen from every collection is tried on my body first. So I determine the fit of the body. Our pieces should be able to be worn with anything in your wardrobe. I start off with a concept. I look up different inspo, things that have nothing to do with fashion initially, just for like conceptual purposes, and getting like those thematic references and building off of that and how do they become fashion. Then I create the color palettes, usually base them off of the things that are around me. From there, make a mood board. After the mood board is fulfilled, we go on to like fabrication. Those all kind of come together and then we start sourcing those materials. And the artwork, we go over, weeks to determine like the right graphic for each piece. At the end of it, we assemble everything. Our concept retail spaces are based off of the thematic and the fashion themes for each collection.
We try to make our retail experience as immersive as possible. You're not just coming in to shop, but you're coming in to, experience what that inspiration behind the collection was.
The retail space kind of ties in everything. The clothes are accents, creating a world for our consumer to see what the collection was for.
It doesn't end with apparel. It's a matter of really understanding what other products we can offer, products that are at even a more attainable and accessible price point than what we're currently offering, products that help push the story further, products that really help us build community. The end goal here is to actually make a difference in the world, and we're a brand that is youth inspired. I think that if we do a good job of connecting with the youth and acting as kind of a partner and pushing their stories forward, there really are no limits.